With this in her mind, she braced up and continued in her academics. By and by, first term came to an end, and her prediction came to pass as the new girl Felicia came first position and Ayo became second position in the class. This kind gesture of Miss Kuti touched Ayo, and she appreciates her for the first time. At home in the evening, while Ayo was still lying down on the sitting room sofa, she heard how Miss Kuti was narrating the whole incident with pity to her mom on how she vomited in the class from her sleep and became very weak and frail. And her mom replied sarcastically, "I can't pack vomit. If I was around, she would have packed it by herself." Miss Kuti kept quiet and let go by entering her room, but Ayo kept this in her memory. Ayo's dad, Mr. Alade, in another vein, was a complete opposite of his wife in caring for his children. So whenever he was going to school, he would buy some drugs, relabel them, and put them in the family first aid box, and inform Ayo and her younger brother Afe on how and when to use those drugs. So without their mom's knowledge, they took drugs at will, especially when they are sick. This is because anytime Ayo or Afe was sick and they informed their mom, her response is always, "Tell the sickness to leave you, that you don't want to be sick." At another time, she would say, "Don't you know where your dad kept the family first aid box?" They will reply, "We know it." Then she will say, "Go and use the one he said you should be using and sleep, and tell the sickness to leave you." This statement always gives Ayo and Afe concern, and they reason together. Does sickness hear her voice easily like that? This was because they were too young to understand that their mom did not want them to bother him when they were sick. The maximum their mom does was to start monitoring them to take their pills regularly. An author brought an English textbook for primary 3 to 6 pupils, and it was announced by the headmaster in the assembly ground that pupils should inform their parents to pay for their copy. Even though Ayo's mom was a teacher in the school, she didn't say a word about it until after 2 days when Ayo requested from her the money for her copy. The conversation was like this: "Mommy, we are told to pay for English textbook, which is going to be a workbook in the class." She replied, "Tell your teacher to give you a copy so I can check if I have a copy at home. If not, I will buy it for you." A month after, the headmaster repeats the announcement that the author will come for the textbook any moment from now. To those who are yet to pay, they should inform their parents and pay up. On getting home that day, Ayo reminds her mom about the textbook, and she repeated the same thing, and that was the end. This was because Ayo was such a fearful girl. She cannot confront Miss Kuti, her class teacher, for any reason. Moreover, Ayo suspects her mom was not ready to buy the textbook for her, since Miss Kuti lived in the same house with them. 2 weeks after, Ayo's dad came back from school. He brought some biscuits and sweets for all the children. After the welcome greetings, Ayo quickly informed him about the textbook. Then his father asked, "Did you tell your mom about it?" Ayo replied, "Yes, I did." Then he asked again, "What did she say?" Ayo replied, "Nothing." Not quite long after, Ayo's mom entered the room. and her father confronted her with it and said, Ayo said she was told to buy a textbook in the school and she told you and you didn't answer her. Her mom shouted and frowned at Ayo and said, you said I didn't answer? Didn't I tell you to tell your teacher to give you a copy so I can check if I have it at home? Did you tell your teacher or bring the textbook to me? Ayo said no. Ayo's dad now said, you are a teacher in that school. You teach primary 4. Your daughter is in primary 3. What does it cost you to ask the teacher yourself and check the book yourself? She replied in anger, I always forget. Ayo dad asked her, did you know the teacher's house so we can go there to find out if the textbook is still with her? Ayo replied, it was Miss Kuti, our neighbor. Ayo's dad kept quiet and told Ayo to remind her the next morning when going to school. The following morning, her father gave her the money for the textbook, but on getting to school, Ayo gave Miss Kuti the money, but she frowned her face and in annoyance she said, the author has come for the textbook. So Ayo returned the money to her dad. Ayo and her dad were not happy, but Ayo's mom was happy and said, of what use is the money you gave her for the textbook? She is her mother a word aloud. You are wasting your money to buy textbook for someone who will suffer in life, and left the sitting room to sit outside. Ayo was not happy for not getting the book, but she observed that anytime they were using the textbook for classwork, Miss Kuti will ask those who had to share with those who don't have, which made Ayo to be very happy because she was very good academically. Now think about it. How did Ayo was able to cope in this class? This is a big question. Thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. On getting home that day, and to the surprise of everyone, Ayo's dad was back from school. Seeing her daughter's face marked with cane, in annoyance, he asked, what happened to your face, Ayo? Ayo replied, nothing, sir, because she didn't know there were wounds on her face, as the pain of the beating that day was more than the pains of the wound. So it was her dad that called her attention to it. And he said, get a mirror and look at your face and the marks on it. Ayo took a mirror and checked. On seeing her face, she said, it was my teacher that beat me. Her dad asked in great fury, what did you do to her that warrant such beating? Ayo replied, nothing, sir, because when she finished beating me, she said she wants my life to be great